And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the Morning Steam for Thursday, December 21st. We're really close to the big day here. Get ready for a holiday weekend that's full of football and other sports. And today we've got NFL, we've got a bowl game, we've got a ton of games. Quite frankly, the big game, the big day, if you will, before the weekend of sports as far as quantity wise. Huge college basketball card. We'll cover just a couple games. There's not a lot of marquee matchups, but certainly plenty of betting opportunities today. And we'll discuss NBA, NHL, and whatever else you guys have. Thanks for coming in and spending time with me. We'll try to get started right away. There's too many games, maybe to have too long of a monologue, but we'll talk about a few details from yesterday's action. And how did you do yesterday with some of the games, including the big one with 76ers over Minnesota? How about Joel Embiid? 51 points in his big game there last night for Embiid, and the Sixers winning the big one there against the Wolves. Hello to everyone. Say hello in the chat to the crew. Wow, a lot of good names in here today. And I'll just say hi and maybe take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll also talk about maybe a few stories. I don't know if there's anything too big on the news horizon anyway. We did see, I thought one piece of interesting news has been over the last, I don't know, maybe 15 hours or so, broke that uh, Washington State and Oregon State, the two teams left over from the Pac 12, they will go to the West Coast Conference for their non football sports, at least for 2 years. Washington State and Oregon State will join West Coast Conference teams like Gonzaga, St. Mary. Conference, quite frankly, looks down again this year, but they'll certainly perk things up there in the West Coast Conference. So that came out. Michigan, more problems for the football team as they'll be facing some more allegations from the NCAA from way back in the COVID blackouts, if you will. So they'll have a few more issues, and we'll talk about the game tonight with the Rams hosting the Saints. Action in LA for Thursday night football. All right, let's say hi and see if you guys had any news items. I want to say hello to Gerardo, who was first here today. Get ready for the weekend. Certainly have some football today, including our turkey games underway. But we have action from Spain today. Big time action from Spain is our feature for sure on the soccer card today. Hello to Chad. Today he's winning again. Go Chad. All right. Johnny says it's a Ram fest tonight. Okay, we'll see. Rams at home laying the points against the Saints, and we'll talk about it. Get your picks on that one. Who else do we have? We've got Salty parlaying the sports up. Thomas Lewis is here today. Here's Ziggy. He sent his plays out. I saw him. Don Hooks, Dominic Charles as well today. He's got his plays all ready for the football. There they are. And Brent and Poppy's here today. Dwight's here today. Howard Hogan. Eberk. We don't give a damn. Funny here about, calling teams out. And we saw a little bit of controversy there in college football with North Carolina and North Carolina State, right? Was it that North Carolina State kind of said he kind of had a derogatory name for people who play for the UNC Tar Heels, and kind of apologized for his comments. Is it today? Chad says, will the 24 game losing streak end? Today might be the day. Rodney's here. Hi, Rodney. All right. I'm going to go over to tonyspicks.com. Like I said, I don't know if there's a lot of news necessarily to cover, any big breaking news or anything like that. So we better get the show going here today. Let's go over to tonyspicks.com though and see who did well yesterday on our website with our premium picks. Absolutely our best picks every day at Tony's Picks. Marlon Pettis are right there at top of the leaderboards with a 4-0 record. Mindy Hahn went 7-3 for 70%, and Tiffany Mance is right there at 3-0. So great day for the ladies. You can catch their show. Ironically, look at that, right there on top of they do a show, they're on top of the leaderboards. I think that makes perfect sense. And you can join Mindy and Tiffany with game day picks at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, with their perspective on sports betting. Tony T, 3-0 yesterday. He'll have his preview videos up for the action today, NFL, college football, and pro basketball. Tony went 3-0 yesterday. AJ Wagers, I think he's had 4 plays on the site. I think he's 4-0. Welcome to AJ Butterscotch. Mark Eubanks, he went 3-1 yesterday on the site. The VIP account, great job by the GM yesterday, 3-1. Ron Crawford, 4-2. Nick Bartini, 3-1. Jerry's on the board with her first winner. Great job, Jerry Lewis. She goes 1-0. Chauncey Giles, 1 play, 1 win, 1 day. Good job. Daniel Wolosichuk keeps it rolling, 2-1 as well. Ralph Raymond, 3-2. New capper Ruben Marlborough, 2-1. The OG cappers, their VIP account here now at Tony's Picks. So a lot of new names here on the leaderboard. I see one that I don't see one that's not on here. So maybe everyone better start winning. If not, everybody won yesterday except for, well, let's not go there. I could only find a few winners yesterday on the card. Premium winners yesterday included the Lakers and the Bulls game over. I also had premium winners in college basketball yesterday as well. Those were most of my good plays there anyway. Came in college basketball. Premium winners on the board included NAU and San Francisco over. And get you going here with the let's see. I'm trying to find a lot of games. Hey, last 7 days, Tiffany Mance, great percentage here with her picks, and she's up 22.5 units over the last 7 days. Is one of the hottest handicappers on any of the multi-capper sites right now. Tiffany Mance, really crushing it. Probably Samba Murdy up 8.5 units this week. Mindy Hahn is up nearly 7 2/3 units. Tim Irwin is up 6 units, and Marlon Pettis is 8-2 over the last 7 days, 80%. Over the last 30 days, it's Tiffany Mance up nearly 31 units of profit here. Over the last 30 days, Nick Bartini, he's the face of Platinum Cappers, and he went he's gone for nearly 17 units. Daniel Wolosichuk up nearly 14 units. Ralph Raymond up nearly 8 units. And I'm up there on the handicapper leaderboards for the last 30 days with nearly 7.5 units of profit. Click on the Premium Picks tab. There you'll find our best picks over at tonyspicks.com from our team of handicappers. 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs loaded up for today, including Ron Hahn. He'll be involved in that action from Spain. And Daniel Wolosichuk also has a 5-pack today. Ben Ruhala, 3-pack, including the NFL tonight. Best bets from the crew include those from probably Samba Murdy's got to play in the bowl game tonight, and from Boca Raton. And Ben Ruhala also with his best bet in the NBA. Click on the All Cappers tab. There you'll find all the list of handicappers. You can click on the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Consider me for a 3-day package right now, and that'll get you into the weekend. Get your winning started with me with my 3-day all sports pass, just $99. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. That'll save you 20%, mark it down to $79, and you get my plays for 3+ days if you order after 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific. I know there's some early action today. I don't know if I'll be involved in too many of the early college games premium wise, but there'll certainly be some college action today with this card. So check me out over at tonyspicks.com. Thank you for listening. And hey, like I said, if you don't like to buy picks, just look as if you're supporting me here on the show. Keep me coming back. I will be here on Christmas Day. So if everyone's opening their gifts, if you're just enjoying the day off and having a coffee in the morning, why not come join me on Christmas and say hello? All right, a few more here coming in. We got Brent. I think I might have said hello. And it looks like everybody's ready to roll. Okay. Because we got a big card, big time action. We'll start with the NFL tonight. Hey, percent betters here. Good to see you. All right, let's go to the NFL here tonight with a decent matchup here between two teams that are at 500. And we'll take a look. There we go. The Saints are going to take on the Rams tonight in NFL action here. Uh, Old division matchup here for me, but Saints have won their last two games in pretty impressive fashion to kind of wake things up a little bit. They've outscored their opponents 52-12 over the last two games, and they held the opponent to no touchdowns on 21 drives. So impressive defense from the Saints. We kind of were hinting that their defense was doing pretty well in some games this season. And they've really been turning it up in the second half, especially with their offense. But the Saints don't tend to do very well when coming off of a victory. They're up and down for sure. 7-13-1 against the spread in their last 21 games off of a win. And New Orleans, though, as a road dog, that's their specialty. So contrasting trends a little bit, Saints are 13-4 against the spread in their last 17 games as a road underdog. They've also scored 10 touchdowns on their last 34 drives. Pretty decent percentage there. The Saints have gone under in 3 of their last 4 games. For the Rams, they've also been hot, so don't look down on this matchup too much. The teams are playing pretty decent. The Rams are 4-1 straight up and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games, and they've been putting up some big time points offensively. Obviously, things have been clicking with this wide receiver core of late, and man, they're deep, right? I mean, when you've got a healthy Cooper Cup, you've got Rookie of the Year candidate Puka Nakua. Could he actually come through and pass CJ Stroud for the Rookie of the Year? That's what a lot of talk has been about. I mean, a quarterback that's had such an impact like Stroud had before his setback here. Remember, Stroud could return. So I know that everybody's really hot on Puka Nakua, but we could see, the return of Stroud and maybe therefore get him back into the contention a little bit. Not that, I mean, he's still the favorite, but people are starting to talk about Nakua a little bit and his incredible season. I mean, he obviously got off to that incredible start when Cup was sidelined there for a little bit. So we'll see. What do you guys think in this one? We'll get some of your comments here in the chat. I mean, Stroud, they even were talking about him possibly returning. I think they've upgraded him to questionable for the game against Cleveland. So that'll be interesting to know. I don't think he is going to make it back, but I think his status did change. Start to get your comments here a little bit before I get too far ahead. Hmm, let's see here. Hi, Jimmy. Nice to see you. Ken B. Hello. Nice to have you. Ziggy's leaning here to the Rams. And Brent says he likes the Rams to win this one and looks like an over here. Salty says he likes the Rams today. And Kenny B, let's see what else. Gerardo's got some soccer action for us. Check it out in the Discord there. Timmy Two Shoes might be on the dog in this one. Hello to Gamble. And Ziggy says that he thinks that CJ Stroud is definitely out this week. Okay, well, I don't mind that, Ziggy, certainly. But like I said, I just do want to note that I don't know, the news that I follow is that he's listed currently as questionable. So that does not sound like out, but I do want to respect that. Now, granted, it looks very, very, very slim, and I agree with you that he is out. But I don't think the official status is not that anything's official anymore, right? 8% better. The soccer plays. There's one here in the chat that Fernando just put in, but also that Gerardo put in there, I think. But also in the Discord there, where I put the link, we are in another like a chat room there, and a lot of people posting some play. I won't say a lot of people. We got a few people posting plays. So, all right, and hello to Nicholas today. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think anything's changed. I was just kind of reiterating the status. The point here, Ziggy, was that Stroud looks like he will make a comeback this season, however, and uh, kind of solidify himself as the rookie of the year, I'm sure, with just some more good performances. Johnny says he'll work a tease in here. He'll open up a teaser tonight. And Chad says he's not impressed by what these Rams have been doing of late. They've been leading in the games, certainly getting off to pretty good starts, averaging close to 17 points a game in the first half, and they've led in the first half in each of their last 4 games. But it's been about the second half and holding on for the Rams. They've been outscored in the games they've lost, outscored considerably in the second half. So some of those were road games, however. The Rams are just 6-9 against the spread in their last 15 games as a home favorite, including 3-2 this season. And 3 of their last 4 have gone over the total. And let's see here. Jimmy wants to go under in the game today. Dwight says, "Give me the Saints." All right. And let's see what Biggie says here. Oops, Chad's got a 3-point win. What does Biggie say? Rams killed him last week. All right. And so maybe that number there stands out a little bit. That, like I said, talk about a little 3.5 there at Circa, but pretty much everywhere else right now is kind of moved to 4 here. So, and that's where I might have some problems coming into this game is the inconsistency of Derek Carr. It just feels like the Rams are playing a little bit more playoff caliber football at this point. All right. Notaboom is questionable. Chris Olave, he practiced this week. He's been upgraded as well to probable. So, all right, give me the over in this one on Thursday Night Football. Hey, these primetime unders, it's not really the case as much on Thursday. I think that's the thing. uh, looking at it, maybe what I've kind of started to say was the short weeks, right? It's the short weeks that are kind of making it where the Thursday night teams, that might be where we're not seeing well, too late, Timmy. I just announced it. Don't start betting on me now. All right. Well, appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight with the Rams and the Saints. I mean, it looks like we've got a pretty decent one, but just to close out what I was saying about the uh, primetime games there a little bit, we've talked about it all season long, right? With uh, the primetime unders and the overs have been. Let's just say it. I mean, the overs have been what's going on here over the last few weeks in prime time. So maybe as the season gets longer a little bit and maybe injuries piling up or whatever. Thursday night games have gone 9-6 to the over this season, and they're averaging 49.5 points per game on Thursday night. That's the general league wide numbers for this season, but that's pretty high. 49 and a half points on Thursday night football. Compare that to Sunday night football, where in the 15 games they've had an average of 39 and a half points, and Monday night just 41.3 points. So Thursday night, for whatever reason, it might be those short weeks, they seem to be going over. And when you got, I don't know, offense like the Rams, here's the thing about the Rams, right? Yes, uh, you know, passing, yes, with Stafford and his receivers, but they've picked up the running game as well. Hey, Rick Obermeyer here today. Good to see you. Rams 5-0, last 5 games at home against the Saints. Salty says, give me that Rams team total over. All right. Give me the over in this one. Uh, Rick talked about the 5-0 there. They've split the last 6 meetings, but this has been a home dominated series of home team, and I think it kind of plays there into exactly what Rick was saying. Because when they're in New Orleans, it's kind of been the Saints game. The home team has won and covered 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. So, still a 4-point spread. That makes it a little bit tough. All right. Enjoy that one. Let's go to a bowl game tonight, shall we? In Boca Raton. Well, that's in South Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So, South Florida here. Not a home game, but certainly the game is here in Florida tonight. It's the Boca Raton Bowl with Syracuse and South Florida at Howard Stadium. Call it Howard, you know. Um, where FAU they play this game where FAU plays, and well, there'd be some things for both teams. I think moving, Syracuse is about as good of a bowl team as there's been over the last couple of years, but they're going through a few things right now, program wise, with the departure of their, head coach. After the, Dino basically got ditched by this team, so they replaced him with an interim coach, and I don't know how this all kind of went down, but man, it just seems like for Syracuse coming in, like I said, a team that has done very, very well in bowl games, but still, it just didn't feel like Dino Babers got kind of the uh, run that he deserved here, coaching with Syracuse. Yeah, the record wasn't too good, especially in conference. And well, we talked about how this conference hasn't been that great, but they did have some good years with him pre-pandemic, I would say. So, let's take a look at some of the notes in this one. Syracuse 13-4-1, straight up 14-4 in their last 18 bowl games. However, against the American, it hasn't been that great. They're just 3-9 against the spread all time versus this conference. I'm not too sweaty about that. South Florida's had it pretty good in this series. These two teams have played quite a bit in the past. South Florida's won 8 of the last 10 meetings, but South Florida is 0-3 in their last 3 bowl games when coming off of a double-digit win. Syracuse lost 6 of their last 8. That kind of spelled doom for Babers here. Nunzio Campanile takes over for Babers. They lost 6 of their last 8 after a 4-0 start. So take a look at some interesting notes here for South Florida. They also come in with a new head coach this season in Golesh, and the Bulls have been just terrible until this year. So hats off to the job done by Golesh. I mean, they had won basically 4 games over the previous 3 seasons. So just a really good job for USF to qualify for their first bowl game in 5 years. They've gone over in 7 of their last 9 games. I think they stand a big chance here. Why wouldn't you take them in a, I don't know, 3? Hey, I'm getting 3. I don't know who's going to win. I don't think. So why not take some points here? That's just the way I feel about this one. I'm just going to grab some points. Talked about the series. They haven't met in 6 or 7 years. They just have met pretty frequently. And mentioned that Syracuse doesn't do well against this conference, but ACC teams in general have done well against the AAC, going 10-1 against the spread over the last 3 years. 10-1, 11 games with these conferences meet, and the ACC has dominated. Last 9 bowl games at this bowl game, the average final score has been 66 points in this bowl game. So I expect just probably a close, wild game. Where these bowl games have been pretty crazy at this point, and I'll take the points with South Florida. All right, any comments from you guys on this? And we'll go to the NBA next, but Dwight will take it. Well, he'll take the Q's -3, but we know what he means. And Jimmy also says he feels like he'll be buddies with Dwight here. So, all right. That's a look at that one. I'll put this football sheet away. Go rolling over here to the basketball and get things going. Oh, one more here. Money line. Take him as a dog. Take him on the money line. I'll do the same thing. Percent better. Give me a little bit at least on the money line in this one because, again, other than being a great handicapper and breaking it down and knowing exactly what's going to happen with these two teams, looking at it objectively in a game where I've got, looks like a coin flippy, quite frankly, to someone like me that may not have the total ins and outs of how this game could break down, but I think we know to a certain extent how the teams are going to go at it in this matchup. So, all right, maybe we can move on. Maybe I was going to take a look at a few more notes because I didn't see enough picks from you, but you just look at maybe, Syracuse offense probably do okay here. The quarterback situation a little bit up in arms here a little bit for Syracuse, but we're finding that, with enough practice, these other guys are kind of coming in and doing a decent job. So I think we're going to see in there Carlos Del Rio Wilson for the Orange, and obviously Byron Brown for South Florida. He's had some decent games, certainly. 250 yards in the last game, 4 touchdowns in the 48-14 win over Charlotte. All right, that's it for the Boca Raton Bowl. All right. Yeah, let's see. Syracuse. Okay, you got him as a push in that game. I might have had him as a loss. I might have had him down for one loss, but I'm not going to debate it too much. Again, all their good work was done at home, so here they're, playing down in Florida. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Get rolling. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Darren. Grab the hook here, and hello. All right. NBA tonight. We've got an 8-game card. We got to go on these. Might be a lot of just picks today. Like I said, we saw some decent games yesterday on the card, and winners on the show included. We had the Cavaliers over the Jazz as our pick on the show yesterday. We also had a winner on the show with the Houston Rockets over the Atlanta Hawks. We also had the Bulls over the Lakers yesterday, and we gave out the Celtics and the Kings game to go over the total. And just some other games of note yesterday. The Lakers, just 1-4 since they lost the in-season tournament game, and also Sam Merrill. I talked about that Cavs game. How about Sam Merrill out of nowhere? Well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but 27 points for Sam. Great job, man. That was great to see. And the Heat lit it up from 3-point range yesterday, going nearly 50%. All right, here's the Jazz. All right. Jazz up against the Pistons here. Will today be the day? You guys already started to mention it there in the chat. God, it's got to be one of these. I mean, and this feels like the one, doesn't it? I mean, we want to get it. We want to be right. I want to be on the Pistons when they break that 24-game losing streak. I don't want to lose any games with the Pistons as they try to break the 24-game winning streak. I want to pick the right one where the Pistons come in and win the game against the Jazz. Is tonight the night? I don't know if tonight's the night, you guys. The Jazz have had a pretty good run against the Pistons, and the teams haven't been too different than maybe what they are. Well, the Jazz are, pretty weak too. And man, they're only favored by 1.5 here. It's kind of screaming like today is the day for the Pistons. Is today the day? They're getting a point and a half. I'm even seeing a pick 'em now at circa. Do you want to pick a team that has lost 24 straight tonight? Utah has won 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Detroit. Detroit has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games overall. And Chad's going to do it. He's going to take Detroit. Today's the day. I want to be right. I don't want to, sit there and try to take Detroit a couple of times and say, I told you so. Man, is today the day? Right, Chad? And they're favored, right? And Brent says, the Jazz are going to win this one. Bobby Smith, hello. Nice to see you today. He says a losing streak will end. He says Pistons today. Stephen Downey, hello. Ziggy says I still got to take the Jazz. Timmy Two Shoe says it still won't take the Pistons here. And I'll take the Chad challenge, I guess, with Utah. I just can't. This is the wrong opponent for me. This is what it feels like here. And I will say this, that total's pretty high at 230. What is it, 235, 236? It is going down. There's no doubt it's not 238 anymore. Chad says they better win this one because the schedule ahead, it sounds like, is not good. Yeah, it's going to be tough, no doubt. All right. Utah hasn't been a favorite too many times this year either, you guys, and they are 3-1 against the spread as a favorite this season. So, and Jazz coming in with that 10-18 record, and Pistons. God, hard to believe they were 2-1 at one point, right? All right, give me the Jazz here. I might be premium in this awful matchup because I like the total. Okay, it's the Pelicans going up against the Cavaliers here in this one. We talked about the Cavs and their good performance last night. My man Sam Merrill's 27 points off the bench, no doubt for Sam. And the Pelicans grab favoritism, though, here. The Cavaliers actually opened a 1-point favorite, but now the Pelicans are favored here on the road. I should update that for sure. Should have updated the last one. The Pistons, that total had went down to 236, 235 and a half for the most part. We didn't pick the total, so I didn't update the stat there, the number there. But here we're looking at the Pelicans, a 2-point favorite, and the total looks like it's up to 229. So Pels on the road, playing pretty well, obviously right now. New Orleans has won 4 of their last 5 games. They've also won 4 of their last 5 road games as well. But Cleveland's hot too. They've won 6 of their last 7 at home and covered 5 of their last 6 at home. So Cleveland playing pretty well, but Pelicans coming in looking pretty strong still at this point, given their uh, uh, 16 and 12. These teams have identical records. So we'll see if the Pelicans, I'm favoring the Pelicans actually here in this one. Cleveland's kind of owned the series of late, but they haven't met yet this season. But Cleveland won the last 3 games of the series last season. You guys are rolling with comments already here. And thank you to Darren with some plays here. And how about Ziggy says he wants to go under this number at 228. And let me see here. I got too many sports. I can't get all the numbers together. All right, here we go. Got some numbers here. Kind of mix in with your plays. Here's Brent is on the Pelicans today. Chad says if Zion's in, he's got the Pelicans to roll. That'd be a premium play, it sounds like to me. And we're going to have to wait to see about Zion. He's got some illness here. No Mitchell, no problem, right? When you've got Sam, but Mitchell missed last night. He also is under the weather here. Just to note, so Zion with that flu bug, but he's not the only guy on the team. Valanciunas is listed as has an illness. Herb Jones illness. So you know what they say: if one guy's injured, if one guy's sick, 6 guys are sick. So Cavs, too many injuries. Evan Mobley still out. Darius Garland, no problem. No, it was really Sam in for Darius Garland is what it is. I mean, I mentioned Mitchell, but everybody's sick. Feel better, everybody. Take it easy over the holidays and give me the Pelicans tonight. I'll take them. Pretty stiff move. I don't know if I can go premium on them now, but they took the steam. I like them. Bobby says Mitchell ain't going to make it to this one. Can't they just give him some IV or something? Z says it's in the Pelicans locker room as well. So, all right. All right, let's move on with a real good game here with the Clippers and the Thunder tonight in this one. And you got the Clippers coming in here with a current record of 17 and 10. The Thunder 17 and 8. It's a pretty good matchup. Clippers on fire here, and the Thunder covering numbers left and right. So this one kind of makes it a little bit tricky here with these two teams. Pretty good matchup, certainly. For the Clippers right now, it's a 5-game winning streak currently, and they've covered all 5 of those games, so totally on a roll. But man, Oklahoma City's always done pretty well against the Clippers. They've won 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two at Oklahoma City, and the Thunder at home are rolling with an 8-1 record of late. So just two teams playing well, and two teams that are in a pretty good situation right now, especially the Thunder. Ziggy says, "Give me the Thunder." Chad says when Paul George sat out, he was aiming to make sure that he was going to play in this one. See if we can tackle the injuries here just a little bit. Man, it's a clean bill of health for the Thunder. Meanwhile, yeah, Paul George listed on the injury report, but we'll see. Looks like he will be in there. That was a thing. I don't know if it was a rest because he was definitely listed here also as having an illness. So hello, hey Ziggy, nice to have. Perky here. Nice to have Perky here today. With his plays, he took USF and the Rams in those football games. Hope you guys caught that. Brent says he wants to grab the points here. Right, if anything, a little bit with these two teams, right? It's kind of like um, with the Thunder and their great spread record, at 17-7, but we do like them usually catching points and not necessarily laying points, right? But I think when you have a good team like the Clippers and still the spread is at 4.5, the Clippers have been the talk of the league, is the hottest team in the league kind of right now, and still giving the Thunder pretty strong respect. It indicates to me that it's going to be a pretty successful night, probably for the Thunder, quite frankly. And I will take the Thunder to cover the spread once again in this one. And Chad says it was just what they said. Bobby's going over here tonight. Can't disagree with that one, Bobby, quite frankly. Jimmy's on the Clippers. And Gamble, you didn't miss too much. You didn't miss too much here. We haven't even gotten to the Pacers yet. Coming up. But grab me some macaroni and cheese there from Panera, if you would. All right, Chad challenge here. He'll take the dog. All right, let's go move on to Spurs and Bulls in this one. And the Bulls are going to be a favorite here against those Spurs. And got the Bulls coming in with that 12-17 overall record. The Spurs they're 4-22, 11-15 against the spread, though. They've got the number here quite a bit. One thing they do is go over. I mean, both these teams go over, but I'm not feeling it tonight, I don't think, with 230 points currently. In fact, look, 229 now at a lot of spots. I better put 229 because I'm going to end up on the under here. Yes, these two teams have been producing plenty of overs, but not at 230. I don't think I'm going to do it this time. I don't know if the Spurs are going to have that type of success here against the Bulls team that, they're definitely playing a little bit better of late. And I guess the Spurs too. I guess they've had a few moments here. Chicago has gone 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. So real good run here of late. The Spurs have gone over in 5 of their last 6. The Bulls have gone over in 6 of their last 7. So I can't sell you on these trends. I'm just taking the under in this game. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. And I kind of, I'm trying to base it more on the personnel matchups here and maybe just a little bit of a high total for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to convince many people given the type of games that the Spurs are playing here at this point. That's what I said, Ziggy, about the Thunder game. Here's the Bulls against us. Hey, winning wager. Hello today, winning wager. Regular gamble, just the regular, please. Thank you. And Dwight says, "Give me San Antonio here in this one." I don't know, the Bulls run is just real good right now, like a team that people were down on that all of a sudden starts covering. I like things like that. And I don't know if everybody's all still, you know, I think people mostly have negative feelings about the Bulls to a certain extent. And that would be cool, percent better. Hoping to get some handicappers. I mean, what a whirlwind we were on for with Mindy for 14 months, and um, they've asked me to get the handicappers involved. It's just that the handicappers at Tony's Picks are really all camera shy. I mean, there's just no doubt. There's just no other. That's the only thing I could say about it. I'm not gonna hey, everyone has their own style. So if they're doing well and they can sell, I feel like the only way I can sell any picks, quite honestly, I mean, I'm here to promote my picks, my premium picks, is to get on the air. I've noticed that, that seems to help. So, but hey, everyone's got their own. Some people just like being cappers. I do. Fernando under. And thank you, Biggie. Well, I think both are going to be great, but I think the NHL might be a bigger card, and we'll set them real inexpensive, Biggie, 25 or 30 tonight, I'm sure, for probably three or five games. That's what I'm looking at in premium land right now. We'll see how we do here after I get off the show. That's when I kind of uh, put it all together. So. All right. Oh, Gamble, I'll take care of that. If you, we'll see what happens. It might be just a temporary problem there because usually they're right on that. Bobby's got an upset with the Spurs tonight, and Rick also likes the Spurs. All right. Well, maybe Josh Dobbs, Mike. Maybe Josh Dobbs could be the next great handicapper. Winning Wager says, "How about a player prop from all you Spurs folks in the chat? How about if I try a little? Look, I would love the show's already too long. I'd go over every single game and say who my favorite players were on that night and who I didn't like, and give out maybe some over under player props. They'd like to do more player props. It's just that uh, the limits are a little low. Anyways, here for the Bulls tonight, I mean, how can you not like Kobe White right now and everything that he's doing at this point? I would think he's got a dynamite matchup at point guard here tonight. Also, Vooch, Vooch, I'll be on Vooch against Wembanyama. Wembanyama, I would expect him. I believe his status is going to be just fine for this one after sitting out the last one. He is probable with that turned ankle. Keldon Johnson is probable as well. That's good news. Keldon Johnson probably be my other guy here today. I'd probably go under on Vassell and under on Caruso, but White and Vooch would be White, Vooch, and Keldon Johnson up arrow. And I'm down here on Vassell and Caruso today. Everybody else neutral. Got a roll. Says percent better. Thank you, my friend. Nice to have you. Yeah, maybe just a little tough to want to lay the points there. Let me get some. Have my lip balm here. It always gets a little crazy here in December in Nevada. All right. Well, nothing I can do at this point. All right. So in this one, what did we say? I'm on the under. I'm on the under, and that's pretty. I'd say I feel contrarian there at least. All right. The Pacers and the Grizzlies. Maybe I could use a shave too. Man. Look at that. Usually looking at my note, I don't even see myself on the show. Boy. Woo. Pacers and Grizzlies here. And the Grizzlies, what a story they are right now with Ja Morant. Hey, it's kind of like I don't want to compare it to anything else. I mean, he did, face some criminals, well, he faced the NBA suspension, 25 games, and well, you pay your dues and you're back and no problem. I mean, great performance by Ja, especially that last shot. And it just feels like, you know what? Put all those, first half, first quarter of the season aside. Let's just move on from here and see how quickly we can get things repaired in Memphis. It feels like with this team, you know, even with the 6-19 start in the 25 games without Morant, it feels like he could change things immediately with this club. And they can repair this and get a move on here right now. I would look to, probably, I didn't look at the current futures prices, and I don't think Memphis is going to turn around and win the NBA title. But again, when you're just looking for some leverage in the postseason and you put a team, you know, 13 games under 500, it does feel like to me like you could maybe find a little action here with the Memphis Grizzlies. Um, they will come back. They will win some games here. Right now, the Grizzlies are 200-1 to win the NBA title. I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying you could get into a position where you could get some leverage if, for example, the Grizzlies could get to the final four teams of the. They'd have to, upset some playoff teams. Going to be a battle just to kind of work their way back into the playoffs, but it does feel if one guy could make a difference with a team, it feels like this guy. So I don't know. I think they probably are in a pretty feel good situation here. And man, this spread has been all Pacers so far. It's down to 2.5. I'm sorry if I haven't been updating the lines very well this morning. 2.5 and 246.5. And I just think that's creating some value for me. I'm going to take the Grizzlies today against the Pacers. Um, will this one have that same Pacer style here? Maybe we could get them to go under in a game. They've had some unders of late after the incredible run. They're 26-1 to the over right now, but Memphis is 10-16 to the under. We know the type of game that they, can play. So Memphis has gone uh, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Indiana, the total now stands at 18 of their last 24 games. So they've been a few unders in there. But when it is, it's not like some drastic under. It's just falling short, it seems like, of the number that's, obviously very, very high. But in this game, look, it opened 248.5. We're already seeing a 246.5. Yeah, uh, it's probably going to flirt with the number, but well, the sharps are moving it lower, or the bookmakers are adjusting for a lower total. So maybe, just maybe, because of Memphis's penchant for a little bit of defense, it could stay under here tonight. I'll take Memphis though. The steam was on the Pacers, obviously here, and the under. They steamed it at plus 3.5 and under 248. And let's take a look at who wants to play this one. Hello to Wine Time. Great to see you, my friend, today. Brent's got a pick here with a 4-point win for the Pace, an upset on the road. Ziggy says, just give me the Grizzly money line. Don't have to worry about 2 points. The price isn't too high. I'll take the Grizzlies, he says. Not much from you guys on this one, it looks like. Mike, what do you need sometimes on Steam? Let me know about that. I know you're uh, always a little vague with the info there, but I'll try to help if I can. All right, the Magic and the Bucks in this one, and oh boy, I'm not down on this Magic team at this point. They've done some good things here with a 16-10 record, 17-9 against the spread. They've been just great. And now we're getting them here against the Bucks. Hello, hey, where's our double digits? They stopped. They give up laying those double digits all the time with the Bucks. We know the Bucks are 20-7 overall, but 12-15 against the spread. The Bucks have gone over in 19 of their 27 games this season. The Magic are a break-even proposition, but we know the Magic's specialty is covering the spread. Right now, the Milwaukee has been doing a pretty good job. 5-game winning streak currently. Like we said, they're not back to form. I mean, they've already been solid all season, just Milwaukee. But again, I think maybe a perception of them not covering a lot of those games as a favorite has maybe led some of the some bettors to think that maybe they're not having a great season, but they're just fine. Just 4-8 though against the spread at home uh, this season, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I have that right. No, we know they're bad. Maybe I was just reciting against with that larger spread. Now this 8.5, and it's kind of been going. We know they've laid double digits probably a few too many times, and we've seen it come back down to earth when it's allowed them actually an opportunity to cover a few times here of late. For example, Milwaukee covered 7 points at home against Houston. They covered 16.5 against Detroit. I guess that's a bad example, but they did roll Indiana as a 6.5 point favorite. That's funny, right? Because Indiana and Orlando, who's better out of those two teams? Maybe Orlando, and they're getting a few more points here. Maybe the matchup would favor the Bucks because of the personnel, but hey, the Magic's pretty terrific against the spread, and I've got to grab the Magic with the points. See what you guys have in this one. Oh yeah. Oh, Mike, that would take. That is great. I love that you asked for that, and I would love to give. That is very detailed information, and that's too much information, quite frankly. And it is a service that I pay for to get that information, and I would love to share it with you. And there's just not any time. But I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Um, and again, you see it when I put that time in the Discord, like the college, and I'll try to get to the NBA. I don't know why. I just didn't. I don't know how many people are interested in it. I went on a show and said, "Hey, here's some of the steam," and the guys on the show were just loving it. So obviously, I think you guys probably like it in the Discord. I'll try to do a better job of that. Here's Brent likes an absolute blowout today. I agree with you, Mike. Ziggy wants to go under in this one today at 239. Ziggy, I think you're onto something there. Doubles here says, man, that spread's been moving. Oh, maybe it is moving here. I should update. I know it has moved here as well. And I better take the right points because I don't want to, give myself a bunch of extra points and say, oh, yeah, I covered. And the total here has dropped dramatically as well. And like I said, Ziggy, he put his 239 up there, and we already saw Ziggy's play, so he already got on it. Ziggy's not bending the line to make himself look better. He tweeted it out a couple hours ago, certainly before this one was starting to move. And like Mike said, when did they hit this one? How about Mike? They hit the total under in the Indiana Memphis game they took it at 248.5 at basically a few minutes before 8 a.m. Eastern time. All right, your plays are in. Brent will lay it with the Bucks. All right, did I miss any? Thank you guys on that one. Good one. And so here come the Lakers to take on the Timberwolves now. And the Lakers, like we said, at 1-4 after the old NBA Cup. They even raised a banner. They even raised a banner for their NBA Cup win. Okay, give LeBron. He was pretty happy when he won that trophy, wasn't he? Doesn't feel like a very good situation here for the Lakers right now with Minnesota. Yeah, certainly have to be a little bit uh, considerate here of the Timberwolves having played last night as well on the road, but the Lakers they kind of have the shorter trip actually, but Lakers on a back to back, and now we've got to wonder and sit here all day and wonder what's going to happen with the two guys. Somebody's going to miss the game, and I would imagine that, AD is on the list with an ankle injury, having re-aggravated. Was it the same ankle? So just feels like it's going to be a tough situation. The Wolves are already up to 6.5 here. They might be steaming a little bit after the game yesterday. We went with the Timberwolves yesterday against the Sixers, and the Sixers just, proved uh, that my slant on them was a little bit wrong, at least in that game. I mean, yeah, I have them as playing a weak schedule so far, but maybe against the Timberwolves, the matchup was just a little bit too strong for Joel Embiid. A little too good, maybe. Ziggy's going to go over here at 224.5, and I'll update the line because it's definitely the Wolves by 6 or even 6.5 now. And I like the Wolves. Whoops. Hold on a second. There we go. I like the Wolves in this one, and I'll have to lay 6.5 points. The widely reported steam came in this one on the Timberwolves, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can get the time in there for Mike. Yeah, that one also came in at about 8 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to take the Timberwolves here against the Lakers. Lakers on a back-to-back, and if and when when you see a move, even a point and a half early, probably no AD tonight. Probably feels like no AD tonight, you guys. Really, doesn't it? Total's gone over in 5 straight Lakers games on the road. Minnesota has covered the spread in 7 of the last 8 games against LA. We know the Wolves are rolling at home right now. They're winning pretty much every time out when they play at home straight up. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under, interestingly enough. All right. And the Wolves, what are they? 10-1 at home right now, 12-1 at home, whatever they are. And the Lakers just 4-7, I think, on the road, maybe 4-8. I could look it up, but we got to go. I'm just taking the Wolves. You don't need the stats. You're here for the pick. The Wolves are like 12-1 at home. Lakers are like 4-8 on the road, something like that. I'd have to open up some new tabs to get the numbers straight. Give me the Wolves tonight. All right. Double says he thinks that maybe the Wolves last night. Maybe that. I like your shot there in the. Oh yeah, that's from the Wrigley Field one, right? When you said that, I want to tell you this, Doubles. So when you pointed out, and I don't know which one that is, Doubles, was that from last year though, or I know you in public you do mask up there, but right now especially as it seems like, but just wanted to one was that because I'm going to the one now. I know that and a lot of ballparks do it, but there's one company that does, and I'm going to go to the one here in Las Vegas this weekend. The light spectacular in the stadium. Thought I'd do that, and I don't know if they were around the same one in Chicago, but it's Enchanted. And I've seen that in a lot of, like they have it in like 4 or 5 different stadiums around the country, and I didn't know if they did it in Chicago. I know that I think they're doing it in Cleveland and a couple other Kansas City, maybe. I'm trying to remember, but okay, let's see here. Peasy says, "Hey, Peasy, hi," and he says, take it out on the Lakers tonight. Ziggy's going over. Chad says the Wolves will roll in this one. Mike says I think he likes the Lakers based on when that steam time came in. Double. Okay, let's see here. Chad will take the Wolves on the back-to-back. That's what that says. Timmy Two Shoe says tonight the Lakers get it. We're going to do it, Gary. We're going to give that early college basketball game, and I've just picked like 4 games total. Like I said, the schedule's not – there's no blockbuster matchups, interestingly, today. Okay, thank you, Doubles. Yeah, okay, little different company than her concept, but I'm going to check it out. Maybe I'll put my pictures in the Discord. And finally, it's the Wizards and the Trailblazers tonight. The Trailblazers are favored in this one by 3.5, and the total 241 at home against the Wizards. And hey, the Blazers, well, playing okay for they're 7-19. I don't know what I can tell you about it, but they're 13-12 against the spread. And well, the Wizards, they're 4-22, and unlike the Pistons and their, bad run where they really only covered like a third of the time, the Wizards get the money here a little bit. The Wizards are what? Got it here. 13-13 against the spread, so they've done pretty well. Wizards are also 16-9 to the over so far this season, and Portland has covered the spread, however, in 7 of the last 9 meetings against Washington. Yeah, maybe a little different iteration of the Blazers, though. They're definitely weaker this season, but Washington has actually pulled off some upsets here. They've won 5 of the last 7 meetings in Portland. So, interestingly, Portland does well against Washington on the road. Washington does well on the road against the Blazers. Fernando's going to go under in this one. Ziggy's on the Wizards. Yeah, doubles. I think it's like $35 to get into this thing, but I'm going to do it. I mean, come on. We'll just win a play or 2 or 1 or quarter of a play or something. Fernando says Blazers are nothing in this one. And all right. Yeah, this is my least. I think this one is last for me on the confidence meter today. Maybe because it's just a crummy matchup. Maybe, gosh, I was thinking maybe just maybe the Wizards could find a way to keep this one close, especially if they're getting a little bit of a few extra points here. All right. And I'm going to join you guys, though. I'm going to take the Blazers here to win and cover. The old computer over here is telling me Washington. And I usually roll with Mr. Computer, but I'm going to take the Blazers here. Going to go off the board. Boy. Oh. I could use a little. All right, here we go. Let's get to the hockey. This is what you came for last night. Hey, there weren't enough games last night. That's we went 3-0 on the ice here on the show yesterday with winners. With the under in the Islanders Capitals game, we also had the Winnipeg Jets and we had the Kraken and the Kings under on the show 3-0. Let's do it again. Let's have a winning day on hockey on the show. Yeah, they used to have a. Here's the thing, right? I think here's the thing, Thomas, on these winter illnesses. It was really bad a few years ago, and every year it kind of is like, oh, maybe just a little bit less than I think that's how virus. I'm no doctor. I'm not even I'm just here and I can't happen games. Sometimes that flu bug's worse than others. A few years ago, it was really bad. All right, let's get started on the hockey here tonight. Okay, gotta get myself in order. We could probably cut 5 minutes off the show if I was, had all my tabs in the right place. Golden Knights and the Lightning here. A little bit of an issue here, obviously, for the Golden Knights having to move into a third goalie here with Patera. Let me fire up the goalie computer as well and take a look because the Knights, a little bit of emergency goaltending situation here right now, and that has made the Lightning here a favorite. Maybe it's moved to a pick 'em now, or maybe there's a little bit of action here coming in on the Golden Knights, but I don't think I want to take the Golden Knights here right now in this game against the Lightning. Not necessarily based on the goaltending situation, but just maybe more based on this game and this situation right now in general. Let me refresh the goalies here. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we're not going to list a third goalie as a potential starter if it's probably not going to be the case. And I'm going to end up in the Lightning in this game. Get you a few numbers on it, but we don't want to make the show too long either. Here with kind of a big hockey card here, 13 or no, what is it? 13, yeah, 11 games, 12 games, whatever it is. Big card tonight. And Vegas here at maybe moving close to a pick 'em. The total 6.5, under 20. So slight move to the under here, it looks like today. All right. And one more click. I'll be ready to join you. Thank you for I could just put a thing on the screen and then like it's commercial. Hey, maybe a commercial. You guys would love that. Could have a commercial, me coming on touting my picks even more. All right, here we go. Vegas has gone over in 5 straight games right now, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two have gone over, but Tampa Bay's been going under at home. The move to me, that over move seems to be pretty good, but I'm just going to take the Lightning as the play on the show. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lightning for sure. My premium, well, maybe a freemium. I do like the Lightning in this one. Lightning coming in, 15, 13, and 5. Vegas 21, 7, and 5, and Vegas 15 and 18 on the puck line. Tampa Bay 16 and 17 on the puck line. Obviously, got to lay a big number if it's Tampa Bay as a favorite on the puck line. Let's get your plays in this one. Ziggy wants to go under. And it was so easy, salty. Even I went 3-0. PGK here, take them plus a goal and a half. Got to lay some big price there, Fernando, but hey, Fernando will do it. He's not too worried about it. And Rick says maybe it's an overtime. Give me Tampa Bay. Hurricanes and Penguins in this one. Hurricanes playing pretty well, obviously, at this point with their 17-12 and 3 record. They're not very good, though, as a puck line favorite. I'm pretty sure of that. Pittsburgh comes in 14, 13, and 3. I know they're a pretty bad puck line favorite. Let's take a look maybe as a puck line dog and get some numbers in this one. I think this one might need a little bit deeper dive for me to make a call with this matchup. You have the Hurricanes here coming in 17 and 12. Let's see, God, is that right? Have I missed that this year? Have the Hurricanes been favored in every game? Has their schedule been that severe that they've been favored in every game? Is that right? I'll look into that. For Pittsburgh, they are 6-4 as a dog this season. 7-6 as at home. Carolina 8-10 on the road. Also, for Carolina here, they've won the last 5 meetings against the Penguins, including back on November the 18th. Carolina won that one 4-2. They covered the puck line in a 6.5 total in that game. So just a good series for Carolina as well. For the last 5 meetings between these two have gone under. Pittsburgh's gone under in 10 of their last 15 games. So give me Carolina here on the road in this one. See if you guys like this game at all. Ziggy's on Carolina. Washington Capitals and Columbus Blue Jackets here. And, like I said with Washington, they just keep finding ways to win. They did last night in the game against the Islanders in a, game where we saw a comeback, but the Capitals were still able to prevail. Now they are going to go on the road here against Columbus. We've had some fun betting Columbus this season with that puck line. Usually as a puck line dog, can't do it here. I mean, they're just going to be laying just too big of a price, I would think, to want to get involved with that puck line here. For Washington, they've won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Columbus has gone over in 5 straight. I will note that even though Washington has done very, very well against Columbus, these are usually 1-goal games, if I'm not mistaken, in this series. They've already met this season. This will be their 5th meeting already of the season. And the last game was 4-3 Washington in Washington, 2-1 Washington in Washington, 4-2 Columbus in Washington, and 4-2 Columbus in Columbus. So 4 games, 2 of them decided by 2 goals. The last 2 decided by 1 goal. And I just feel like I'm going to be on Washington here to win this game as a road favorite, even on the back-to-back. I'm going to be interested here. Oops, what happened to the goalies? What happened to the goalies? Columbus has gone over in 5 straight games as well, but I'm going to take the Caps here on the road at minus $1.20. It looks like Lindgren and Merzlikins in goal. That's what I'm seeing on most of the sites. 2 of the 3. So I'll go with all 3 looks like that. Here's Capitals for Ziggy. Fernando says, "Give me a is that double chance?" Okay. Oh, sorry, missed your other pick there, Ziggy, on the last game. I know we're going kind of fast here. We'll keep it rolling. Maple Leafs, pretty big road favorite here against the Sabres. I don't know if I'm down with that right now. We'll see. Let's see. For Toronto coming in here, yeah, the good record and Buffalo under 500. I get that, but doesn't feel like a great matchup here necessarily for Toronto tonight. I don't know what if you guys have any comment on this, but Buffalo, they've covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 in this series. Total's gone over in 5 straight when these two teams have met in Buffalo. Toronto's gone over in 5 straight games. Let's see here. Had one other good. I thought I had one other good. Man, there's too many games. Too many games. The line currently standing at 1. I think it's actually moved to 145. Yeah, there's been a pretty big move here on Buffalo. Widely reported steam did come in on Buffalo taking this one down. I'm showing 137 at circa 140, 140 at Bet Online, 142 DraftKings and Bovada. So we definitely saw a big move to Buffalo. I'm not getting the best of this one. Guess I better just take Buffalo here on the show. Feels like I got the bad line. So give me the Sabres here against the Leafs tonight. I would imagine, look at the total, 6.5 over 40. I'm sure there's probably some sevens out there. I don't see. Oh, yeah, here. Oh, yeah. 7 under 28 at Bovada, 7 under 22 at Bet Online, 7 under 25 at Stations. So I think 7 is actually a more accurate. I don't want to say accurate, but like I said, when the juice is lower, that means it's closer to that number. So let's call it 7 under 25 here, because I'm leaning over. So I'll give out a double play. I haven't been able to do that yet today. I didn't do that, and there's so many games. Give me Buffalo as an underdog on the money line. I got to now. Wasn't going to take him on the puck line anyways with a high price. I think you're probably over $2 here at this point by now. Minus $1.85. That looks stale, actually. But nonetheless, I will take Buffalo as an underdog here and the over tonight. Thank you. Still got 4 dozen of you in here. Appreciate you guys very much. Salty wouldn't put his money on Buffalo. Put my money on Buffalo, Salty. And so look at this. Timmy says, oh, Ninja's ready to go on that early game. And I'm going to be giving a pick out here in just a few minutes. We still got an hour before it starts. All right, Sabres here. Fernando's with me, at least. Ziggy's on the Caps. Ziggy's on the over. I agree. I'm going over. I don't care. 7 goals, whatever. Oh, I think that was the last game. Ziggy, was that the last game? Sorry about that, brother. If I don't want to put you guys on the wrong game, if you guys don't list the game and I say, oh, look, he likes the over, and it was the previous game. So I don't want to give you guys any extra work. Sometimes if you can put the team name, it's good. But, hey, it's your guys' chat. And I could make mistakes. But let's go. Let's go. Here we go. The Blues and the Panthers. And Bob in net tonight. He is likely to go against Bennington here. I've got confirmation, or not confirmation, but the beat writer did say that Bob would be the likely goalie here tonight, just a few minutes ago. And, oh boy. Blasted technology. Okay. Yep. Beatman Richards says Bobrovsky was in the starter's crease at the skate this morning. Bobrovsky comes in with a 14-8 record, 2.49 goals against, a 91% save percentage. Currently, the Panthers here, big price at minus 225. 220 now, 210. Looks like it's going much lower. Here's Circa with $2. So I'm going to be on the Panthers here in this one, and I'll take them on the puck line tonight against the Blues. I think after what we saw last game, I think we're going to see a Panthers team a little bit more focused here. St. Louis has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings against the Panthers on the puck line. But for Florida, they have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two in Florida have gone over, however. St. Louis comes in at 500. Florida comes in with a record of 18, 11, and 2. And these teams have combined to go under in 25, 36, and 1 to the under. So 36 unders, 25 overs for these two teams this season. Trending under certainly, but St. Louis has been the massive under team so far this season on the road. 4-13 to the under so far. So a lot of that is their own doing. Florida for being an under team most of this season. Talk about some of these numbers: 3-7 to the under in their last 10, and what I said about them overall at 13-18 to the under. But at home, they are 7-6 to the over. So I'm going to take the Panthers and lay the goal and a half. Actually, a rare puck line from me, but Ziggy's taking it, so I'll take it. All right. How about the Predators on the road here against the Flyers? And in this one, the Flyers are $1.25. And wow, is that total really 5.5? It's got to be juiced to the over at least. Wow, 5.5 over 15 at Bovada, 5.5 over 20 at Bet Online, 5.5 over 25 at Circa. So we're definitely looking at 5.5 over, but pretty low total here for the Predators and Flyers. And I would think it's going to be an under city, quite frankly, in this one. Looks like Carter Hart and Saros are the goalies here tonight. If I can take a further look at that and kind of make sure, see if there's been any change. Not a lot of. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Sam Ersson is going to be the goalie tonight. That's why we have to reboot the goalie computer, make sure we get the right information. So maybe I'm a little slower than usual today. But for Ersson, he gets confirmed in goal tonight for the Flyers. And maybe that's that little tick back to the over. I guess I put 5.5 in there. Maybe it was 5.5 earlier. Maybe I was half asleep last night when I put these in. But Ersson gets the start here again for the third, let's see, fifth consecutive time here. He's won 3 straight, and he's been pretty hot here. And in his last 8 out, 7-0-1, allowing 3 goals or fewer in each of those 8 games, and a 93% save percentage. Flyers are hot, 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 obviously, right now with their current run. They've won 3 straight, coming off that 3-2 win over New Jersey. Nashville was also real hot, right? But they ran into Vancouver last game to end their winning streak. So just give me the under here. Maybe I'll buy it up to 6 and juice it down. But here on the show, I at least got to take 5.5 to give a tough line, and I think a low score here. I said Ersson like it's a negative. I guess it's a positive at this point. Fernando's on the Predators here. I'll take the Flyers with Ziggy. Give me the Flyers. Pretty much prices down here. I list $1.25 there on the screen, but we're seeing this game move to $1.15 pretty much everywhere. The Flyers only now a slight favorite, it feels like, in this one. So what the deal was here, it would have actually been, I think they actually were going to go. Ersson has been working a lot because of his hot streak, but Carter Hart has come down with an illness apparently over the last day or two. I think that's why they were trying to get him in even last game and give Ersson because he's been playing more games. So Ersson will be in there today. Carter Hart still illness listed. Steam play. You heard that Steam play. I'll just cut in right now to the show. It's in basketball. Just coming across here, the high-speed sports wire. The Detroit Pistons are being steamed right now in that game. We talk about the 24-game losing streak. The Pistons are soon to be possibly a 1-point favorite tonight over Utah. Circa, they already had it at a pick. Bovada and DraftKings, they were at 1.5. They've already moved to 1. I would imagine this game is going to be a pick 'em almost everywhere here. I know we're on the hockey portion, but that was an interesting move that needed to be mentioned. Okay, Oilers and Devils in this one. We've got Picard in there for the Oilers today, and he's been confirmed as the goalie. Um, I think they talked about that one yesterday. It says here the Oilers have lost three straight following that long winning streak, and they'll be here with Picard. This is the first of a back to back, and they'll try to get the win here for Picard. He's only made four other appearances this season, and he's allowed 5 goals on 39 shots for an 87% save percentage. In his last start, a 5-1 loss to Florida 5 days ago. So for the Oilers on this losing streak, they've been outscored 8-3 in their last two games, although they did salvage a point. If I'm not mistaken, let me check that out here. The Oilers the Oilers were able to salvage a point. Oh no, they did not. They lost that game to the Islanders 3-1. Oh, okay. Yeah, we were on the Islanders in that game, right? So 3-game losing streak right now for Edmonton. They're just 4-9 on the road this season, despite that little surge of late. They're 13-15 overall. New Jersey 16-12. Pretty good price here. It feels like for New Jersey for me, and I'm going to have to take New Jersey at home here at $1.20 against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. For you guys, let's see here. Right, here's Biggie. Well, Junior, I'm sorry, I will not be able to get you the hottest toy of the holiday season, son. I'm very, very sorry, but I wagered on the Detroit Pistons. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, that's what happened, Salty. I remember making myself cry with my jokes. All right, let's keep going here. Give me the Devils in that one. The Canucks, talk about a nice Christmas right now. How about the Vancouver Canucks and the great play that they are exhibiting at this point as one of the best teams in the league as far as I'm concerned. 22-9 right now. Always making money here also, but great matchup here tonight with Dallas. Hey, this is kind of quietly the matchup of the night, it feels like, with this one and the records of these two teams currently. This has always been, right now, a pretty good series for the Canucks. I think they could probably come in here and do a pretty good job against Dallas. They've won 5 straight against the Stars. The Stars have gone over in 5 straight games, and they've gone over in 5 straight games at home. Dallas has gone 11-4 to the over at home this season. Vancouver's gone 11-4-2 to the over on the road. You know where this one's going. It's 6.5. It's probably, let me see what I thought it was 6.5 flat, but actually it's moved to, they're juicing the under here a little bit. That sounds pretty juicy, so to speak. I'll put it at 6.5 under 15, but the way these two teams are going, it doesn't feel like those old Stars home games with the ruggedy ice or whatever you want to call it. But both these teams, pretty excellent records thus far here. I'm going to take Vancouver on the road in this one. Maybe some high volatility could and a plus price doesn't help. I know it doesn't hurt. Dallas is up to $1.55 at Bovada. Wow, they're really taking some public action. That feels extremely steamy. I'm not going to bump it up too much because I want to take the Canucks, but would be interested in maybe what if there's been some kind of news that broke on that. That's a pretty big. Now, Bovada. Again, I'm not here to promote certain books. I definitely want to represent a little bit. I don't think we're committed to all legal books at this point. I think the offshores do just as good of a job, sometimes even better, sometimes managing um, their stronger players, if you will. All the stories just kind of that we're getting, right? It seems to be like all the legal books are the ones kind of banning you good players out there when you start busting them on their weak lines. As they're just dealing in such volume, they don't even pay attention that sometimes their lines are a little weak. Offshore, maybe less bonuses and things like that. But uh, all right, Stars here to bounce back. Salty's got an over on the prop. Hey, Poppy's still hanging around. Great. This is my man right here. Perfect comment on that. That's exactly what said right when that thing popped up. All right, Ziggy's on the Stars. All right, here we go. A lot of games here. My Canadians on the road against the Wild. This doesn't feel like too great a situation. As good as Montreal has been, as competitive as they've been. I'm not saying they've been good, but as they've been playing competitive games here, certainly over the last week or two, with some of these results. Have won two in a row, and they've covered a bunch of puck lines in a row. They've covered five straight puck lines. They covered against Winnipeg on the road as a dog in a 3-2 win. They covered against the Islanders in a win, 5-3. They were a puck line dog there. Covered against the Pens at home as a dog in a loss. They also did the same against Nashville when they were an underdog at home, and they beat Buffalo on the road as a puck line dog. So Canadians, playing uh, playing okay for them, and they've done well on the road this season too, with a 7-4 mark, and for Montreal in this one. Um, let me see what this price. I mean, this doesn't feel like it. That looks like a too good of a price, maybe though, for me to pass up. I trying to make a case for my Canadians, but uh, look, Minnesota's just a 500 team, but they've also had some pretty decent performances of late, probably playing some of their best hockey. They just beat Boston on the road 4-3. They did lose at Pittsburgh in a game where I did have the Wild, but they beat Vancouver, they beat Calgary, they beat Seattle. Not great team. Well, that they did. They were involved in Edmonton's, uh, or I'm sorry. They were involved in a winning streak before they ran into the Penguins, and uh, Minnesota at home 7-4. They've won 7 of their last 10. I'm gonna take the Wild. That price is wrong, right? Yeah, okay. I almost got to start the handicap over. Not that I was maybe I was operating a little bit on bird brain, or just look at it and say this makes more sense. Thank you if anybody caught that in the chat. Um, Actually, I still think it's the spot for the Wild. Now I just have to contemplate whether or not this thing is a money line play for me with the Wild, because I don't know if I necessarily want to lay this type of number here with Minnesota. Uh, I never was considering that $1.25, so forgive me at that. But in my mind, I was thinking it when I looked at $1.25. I said, no, it can't be $1.25. It's got to be like $1.50, $1.60, and I've had a typo. And I do know now that it is $2. So a lot of games. Man, I'm not going to be able to lay $2 here with the Wild, and I don't even think that I can necessarily lay the puck line either in this one. Minnesota has won 5 straight games against Montreal. Um, Minnesota's gone under in 5 straight at home. Montreal has gone under in 5 straight on the road. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go trendy. Let's trend it up in this one and go with the under. I don't think the market, to me, the move isn't necessarily giving me an indication that I would want the under here. But okay, here's Bovada moving to 6 under 12 in this one. Look, this one's never been maybe there was. I don't think there was any ever any 6.5s, but okay. I like that little subtle move right there. I'll take the under. Confidence meter low on that game. Wild in regulation, that'll get your price down certainly. Ziggy goes over, so just as I was saying, the under, Ziggy was probably already typing it in. Couple more. Man, Senators and Avalanche. You know the only type of Avalanche I like is my Avalanche crypto, just smashing day after day. Since our last show 24 hours ago, the Avalanche was up 8%. So, all right, but it's down today, so I can't talk too much here. Just down 1%. But all right. Anyways, Avalanche here at home in this one. Uh, against Ottawa. Ottawa not too bad here of late. They've played some pretty competitive games, but this has always been a good series for Colorado. They pretty much win and cover every time. Now this is an East-West uh, matchup, so not going to see each other as frequently. Colorado. This series has gone over in 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. In Colorado, it's also gone over in 9 of the last 11 meetings in general. So 6.5 right now. That's I know that one's juiced to the over. Yeah, 6.5 over 20, maybe even over 25 at this point. Does feel like it's going to be an over, considering what these two teams have been up to of late, especially Ottawa, right? Ottawa this season, 15-9 to the over. They've been playing a few unders here, though, of late. Colorado's 10-6 to the over at home. I don't want to lay this juice as a premium. I want to go over, though, with this game. See what you guys have here. Ziggy says Senators. Yeah, maybe that's kind of the way I might lean, but $1.65. It's close. I just can't. I'm just going over as my play. I think I'm agreeing with Ziggy. I might lean Senators. I don't think it'll be a premium necessarily, but I don't know if I want to give it out on the show. Let me just go over here in this one. Salty says both are not playing as well right now. I think that's safe to say. You got um, Ottawa's won 3 of their last 10, and Colorado has won just 4 of their last 10, if I'm not mistaken, 4, 5, and 1. So Colorado Dynamite at home. Colorado just good. Period. We know that 12-4, and Ottawa 3-7 straight up on the road. So okay, I'll take the over here. Um, teams are combined 32-24 and 3 to the over. A little too much juice for a premium, but I'll take the over here tonight. Ottawa's gone over in 3 straight, 7 goals, 9 goals, and 9 goals. And all of those were on the road, even against St. Louis. It went for 6, even though that one went under. And Colorado, maybe I could equate their San Jose. They beat San Jose 6-2 at home, and they beat Calgary 6-5 at home 10 days ago. So let's go over. Salty says there's better games on the board. I don't know if I got better games left, but here's the Flames and the Ducks. I guess this is okay here at this point. Flames, a considerable favorite here. They took the steam in this one, and I think it's even might be higher than the price I'm listing there at this point. Yeah, look at that, $1.60, $1.75 at Bovada. So definitely a pretty sharp move here on the Flames in this one. And man, they just love betting the Flames, don't they? It feels like those sharps because I mean the Flames are just a 500 team, but they bet them like they're terrific. Now Anaheim is 12-19 this season, but if anything, this Anaheim team is a little bit better. than last year's team, I would think. They're getting some. They're picking up some wins here and there, especially of late. They've won 2 in a row right now. They beat Detroit 4-3. They beat New Jersey on the road 5-1. Both those games were on the road. And now they come back home here with a little bit of confidence. They started off with losses against the Islanders and the Rangers. Calgary also on a 2-game winning streak, and they're playing pretty well. They beat Florida 3-1. They beat Tampa Bay 4-2. They did lose. They were on a losing streak, but they were playing tough teams and covering puck lines, just extremely competitive. Maybe that's why you see them still getting a lot of respect at the window. But I'm going to try to find a way to get to Anaheim here tonight. Probably, maybe I could take them on the puck line. I'll take them on the money line. How's that? I'm going to fade that Steam, and the Steam's been doing pretty well in the NHL. The widely reported Don Best team, anyway, of late, but they took the Steam. The Flames took the Steam, the highly reported Steam, and usually I get behind it pretty good. But I'm gonna take the Ducks tonight. A little contrarian here. Yeah, doubles well college basketball coming up in just a moment. Ziggy to go over in this one. I got one game left in the NHL. It's the Coyotes on the road here against the Sharks. So got some duds here a little bit at the end of the card tonight, but that's all right. We'll take it. Sharks come in with the 9-20-3 mark this season, and Arizona 16-13-2. They big favorite here for Arizona on the road, obviously, with the minus 155, maybe 150, maybe 145 here at Circa. So maybe the Sharks taking a little bit of sharp money, I would think. Maybe I'm going to see from you guys, but I'm figuring Arizona in regulation will kind of be the Chats feel. Sharks are just like I said, with that record, they've been an underdog, I think, in every game so far this season. Arizona does not get a chance to be a favorite too often. They're 7-2 as a favorite. They've done very well in the role. I would think Arizona would win, and hey, we're getting a little bit of a discount price. I'm not going to get too technical here in the trends or anything like that when you got maybe an obvious winner here, but San Jose, they have covered puck lines in 5 of their last 6 at home as they keep improving that puck line record. They're right now 8-7 at home on the puck line, so they're okay a little bit in those, but Arizona's covered 4 of the last 5 puck lines against San Jose, and I think I don't know if all of them were as a favorite. Let's see. They didn't cover the last one. That's the one they did not cover. I think this is on the road only, so they haven't met. Yeah, they haven't met this year here in San Jose. The first meeting was back just 6 days ago. That Arizona win 1-0. And San Jose has gone under in 4 of their last 5. Total's gone over in 5 of the last 7 meetings on the road. I'll take Arizona here in this one. And I think that total of 6 is there for a reason. Might be a lower score. I'm seeing it just slightly juiced to the over right now. But like I said, 1-0 last week when these two teams met last Friday. All right. That does it for hockey. Appreciate you guys. He goes under. Hey, I got 4 dozen. He is still here, and I've got 3 more games, I think, to look at, maybe 4 in college basketball. And look what I've done, you guys. I'm so festive. You know, I got my fancy sheets with all my numbers and trends and picks and bets and all my data, right, that I usually do. But you know what I did for the holiday? You got to go with some fancy, even though it covered up the teams a little bit, some holiday. Just to keep a little festive, I put my sports sheets on holiday paper, mainly because I forgot to take it out of the printer. So we'll go with it. And tonight, with today, just I'll start with this game. This was the only game I was going to cover on the early games because hey, Tony always said if you're going to do an abbreviated slate, always put the first game up there. Well, I don't always do that, but I'm going to in this case because this one starts in just 30 minutes with Dartmouth and Sacred Heart. We've already seen several comments from you guys, so you probably don't need my opinion necessarily on this one, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. And the move has been steady here right now. The later action to me is coming in on Dartmouth. I think the spread is probably not 4 anymore. I would imagine it's 4.5 or 3 here at this point. Four. I'm sorry, at 4 or 3.5, and it is indeed 3.5. 139.5. That move on Dartmouth looks pretty good to me. That's the way I would go. Probably just making it a market read here to a certain extent. Think the number is pretty close, but I'm going to respect that. Thanks, Ziggy. Appreciate you. Great job putting the plays on there. Doubles, I go to Don Best. And if you go to donbest.com under schedules, they're all listed right there, and they print out just nice in order of the games that listed on the like the Vegas rotation orders. You see, like just sitting there, and usually they do it just a few days in advance, so you gotta uh, print them out every week or two. Back in the old days, you could subscribe to a book. They'd send you like a schedule book. I don't think any company even makes these anymore. But you take your book. This was before kind of, I almost say before the internet. You'd buy the books of schedules and have them shipped to you. But those companies, it just costs too much, and nobody wants to pay for as much as it costs them. It probably costs like $10 or $15 really to get a real book. They used to have enough advertising that they could pass it along, but that's just not the case anymore. So these books have kind of gone by the wayside, and you can print them up off the internet. But those are the best. Also, the Circa, or I think on VSIN website they have the Circa sheets, and the Circa sheets are real nice too. And those are already, if you get it late enough, have the spreads already in. I think they have the spreads already in there. So that's kind of like my backup if something's wrong with the Don Best or the site's down or something like that. Appreciate those guys over there at Don Best. If any of them are ever watching, it's just down the street here. Okay, let's get rolling here with 4 games tonight. And so here it is, Dartmouth here in Sacred Heart. This one goes off, like I said, in 30 minutes, and I'm going to take Dartmouth in this one. Here's how the action. This is for Mike specifically in the chat. I kid you, but I don't. So they started coming in on Sacred Heart as a favorite, and it moved up a little bit. They took it at 3. And then they continued to take Sacred Heart until it got to 3.5, then to 4.5. And you know what? At that time, they started taking Dartmouth. The old head fake is what it feels like to me. College basketball for me. Let them do the work. Let me read the market here. What do I know about Dartmouth? And say, well, probably I've watched a few games I know on that ESPN Plus, but nonetheless, and I'll take the total here too. And I'm going to be taking it. I'm going to go a double play since it's our early game. I want to get it right. I want to get it both right and say, look at me. Give me Dartmouth and the over. This one has definitely moved to the over here. Was as low as 137.5. Some good steam, I think, came in here on this one. By the way, if you go to the Discord, the Tony's Steam Discord here, a little bit more moved to the under here just seconds ago on this Sacred Heart game. I'm still preferring the over here. But I put the early Steam report in there if anyone wants to check it out. When I say the widely reported Steam, that's the Don Best Steam that comes through. They kind of tell you when the game is moving right at that moment. And I put that report in the Discord if any of you haven't checked it out. Head on over there and make a comment, and you can look at that list. An interesting list. Those lines will all be stale because those games have been hit by the sharps. But you'll know who the sharps are on for the most part. that not an accurate report always. They can, like I said, the old head fake, and that might have been uh, that might have actually been in play here a little bit. Although I will tell you, I believe that report will not include the total on this game over 138.5. They did move on it at Mike 9:19 a.m. I was already on the air. I sent the report out before. Give me Dartmouth and the over. Let's keep it moving here. I've got 4 games and the show will be over. Thank you for joining me today. There's one game that I'm previewing from the Diamond Head Classic, but this is a traditional tournament out at the islands that they play every holiday here, and they'll play 4 games today, and they start at noon with Nevada and Temple, then TCU and the Christmas Killers, Old Dominion, and, and, and Georgia Tech and Massachusetts will be the 3rd game, followed by Portland and host Hawaii. But this one will be at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific time with Georgia Tech and Massachusetts. I've kind of just picked the 4 major television games for today's game. There are a few more. There are a couple of games that are maybe a little bit more intriguing on today's card. St. Joseph's and Charleston, for example, but doesn't look like there's a lot of big TV. Might be some conference streaming or something on that game, or some independent streaming, but it just couldn't do it to you necessarily. So let me get with Georgia Tech and UMass here in this one. And there was, a little bit of steam reported on this game that didn't make it into the Discord report, and it's a side that I like here, and I'm going to take UMass in this one and I think I have to lay 2 points here now, because the move has definitely been on UMass, and it is up to let's see. I know it's on UMass 2.5 now. So I'm not gonna go premium here. Give me UMass minus 2.5 total in this one. Still mostly around 151 or so. So we'll just chop a half a point off and run the graphic. And we got UMass here minus 2.5, and that'll be my play here from the Diamond Head Classic in Hawaii. And they'll play that event out there. And here we go with next up. I haven't looked at my San Diego State team in a while. They had a few issues, certainly, this season. But, man, this seems like a team that, probably willing to take San Diego State maybe here tonight. Tell you why. I mean, look, okay, Pac-12, great season in football. Oh, yeah, man, it's going to be great. This Pac-12, go into these other conferences. Well, be careful what you wish for, because right now the Pac-12 in basketball, this is not looking very promising at this point. Hey, this game is at 9 Eastern also, and 6 Pacific time. And look, they're already laying San Diego State. I mean, even I might have a little bit of trouble. Let me look at the total here. I know I'm getting all carried away, and like I said, San Diego State's had some issues certainly here. And let me back off me getting all cocky with the Aztecs at this point. It's at 8.5. There is some 9s out there, but you see this move to the total under here at 143 right now, and I'm going to make that my play. Not a head fake. Didn't mean to fool you guys there. And I do think the Aztecs will be in pretty good position. Here's the thing: so far, they got to lay some points. So maybe that's where I'm just a little bit tepid. But right now, listen to some of these numbers. Pac-12 right now, 0-5 against the Mountain West so far. Only 2 teams in the top 30, Arizona, Colorado. UCLA has been a joke right now, right? We thought they were going to be okay. Really? Great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway. Hey, this is not a paid. I want money for this. All right. Well, the Pac-12 statistics wasn't a good idea. Anyways, free commercial there. And so, UCLA, they've been obviously just a bummer now of late. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games against D1 teams, and now Mick Cronin, I think he's been calling some other places and looking for some other jobs. So, look, Arizona, they're going with that heavy foreign roster. I heard some of the guys talking about them last night. UCLA's got that same thing, right? They've got like 6 or 7 uh, foreign players on. Not that that's the wrong thing, but just whatever reason, this is not working out right now. Anna mentioned at the top of the broadcast the news that broke yesterday that Oregon State and Washington State, now that we have the demise of the Pac-12 coming up, they'll be joining the West Coast Conference, at least for basketball and the other Olympic-style sports for 2 seasons. Anyways, San Diego State, they should not have a problem here with Stanford. They've had a problem with a few teams covering some numbers. They maybe read their own clippings a little bit too much. If you haven't seen my man Jaden Leday, please check him out tonight. He's pretty awesome. And Ken Palm has him ranked as the number 5 player currently in the country. He looks like it to me. It looks like he's not getting a lot of support. San Diego State still is 9-2. They lost to Grand Canyon, a game that we said Grand Canyon was going to win, and they lost to that good BYU team, which, I don't know. They're actually leaving the West Coast Conference, obviously, for the Big 12, and BYU's got a pretty good basketball team this year. San Diego State lost to them, so they should crush them. Saw San Diego State. I saw they beat St. Catherine the other night. I know that's one people make fun of, but St. Catherine, interesting team. One of my friends in these streams that we're doing, the live streams on some of the other channels, talked about St. Catherine. And I said, well, I watched St. Catherine because they're from San Diego, and they're an NAIA team. San Diego State did beat them by 34 points. But I just want to note, St. Catherine became the first team in NAIA history this season to play 10 Division I teams. So imagine that program from San Marcos, taking on all comers. You make a little money. You could start to build a real athletic program. An NAIA program could graduate into something else when you can do some things like that. So I just thought that was interesting. All right. Because I didn't see many comments from you guys. Oh, am I on? Hey, John Karras, nice to see you today. And Big E, I am on overs, huh? Oh, okay. Big E, afternoon Pacific, probably for the evening package. I don't know if I'd like any of the morning games here in college basketball for premiums. And Doubles is asking about Presby. I'm not even done with my games, but let me see if I can just get Presby. I'll look at my rating and I'll look at the market. And I think so, because I do keep records, or at least I kind of keep track. And while our free plays on the show in college basketball started slow, they've gotten pretty hot. But the games that you guys are asking me on the fly, I'm a little bit 500-ish. Feels like, or is, because I note it. I mark it down, of course, after I make the pick. So if I don't find Presby doubles, and you were going to print out the things, and I don't have, I do have the sheet here. I don't want to sit here and wait too long, and I'm not finding the number. Okay, 587, 588. I'm on it. Presby on the road here at Wake. And this one was an opener of 20, now up to 22.5. And the total, this one's been climbing right here. Let me see, 587, 588. I don't think it's widely reported, Steam, but I think if you look at this total right now and the way it's been moving higher, man, I know what I'm doing. And I know what I'm doing on a side and a total here. Okay, maybe I've been wrong on these games you guys have been asking me about a little bit, or 500. I'm going to call it 500. I know, I thank you guys when you say, I get so stoked, especially when I go in the other shows a little bit and you say, Ramon, thank you for this game. That's cool. But for me in this one, at 22.5, we're on Presby, and it's going to be an under. Presby and under. Double play on the request from Doubles. Tell me what you had, Doubles, and tell me if I was in line. If those were, you probably had a lean anyway, and you said, "Want to see what Ramon thinks." So tell me what you had. All right, and in the Aztec game, give me just the under in the Aztec game. At 143, I think is what we're going to have to take it at here on the show. And we'll just note that's one I think you would find in that Discord Steam earlier. I agree with the Steam. I'm chasing the Steam in that one. And feels like I'm chasing a little bit of Steam too in that Presby game. But I'm sure the Sharps took Wake, and I don't want them. I want Presby. I want Presby plus 22.5. I know we've won, and we've talked about Presby like I think twice so far. I think we won one and we lost one, but I'm going to take 22.5. Okay, let's go. One more late game. Boise State and Washington State. This one will be played at the arena in Spokane. And this almost a toss-up here. This is one of the last games on the board. This is the last game on the board, I think. 11 Eastern. Now, who's already checked out for the holidays? Who's already said, hey, no need to go back to work. I'm not going to work. They gave me time off from work, and I'm on my weekend. Let's stay up late and watch the basketball with Boise State and Washington State tonight. This is game number 779, 780. The widely reported Steam did come in on the under. It's in that report in the Discord, came in on the under last night. This is some Steam that I'm probably willing to chase. I'm sure it's lower than this right now. I would think it's probably 137-ish. Oh, gosh, 136.5. Oh, my gosh, yes, we're only going to give it out on the show. I think we've missed out on some pretty good value here, but I'm still willing to take them. Washington State is favored by mostly 2 right now across the board. And I'm just going to take the under. I'll lean Washington State, but I'll just chase more Steam here. I do want to mention that the report in there currently, so the Don Best report in there that I've listed, over the last 7 days, that report has gone lost 128 games. Let's see, lost 128 games out of 292. So that's about 57.6. I don't know, something around there. I'm pretty good with numbers, but so that's pretty good report, right? 56, 57%. Now that you got to remember, you're always going to miss a point or two. That's going to take it down a little more. We need 52.38% betting $1.10 to make a profit. Most people say if you could get to 56.5% at 110, you're making a living. And that report coming in at 57-ish%. Take away a point or two. Maybe it's under 50. I'm not going to make a living chasing the Steam right now, but you might have the winner tonight. So consider that report in the Discord. And appreciate you guys very much tonight. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam. I will just do a little bit of breaking news right now. So a Steam alert just came through, and it's in the NFL. So maybe if it was just some random college basketball, I'd just sign off. We're still going to talk about the NFL later this week, certainly with a great card this week. But right now, and if anything, maybe this is an indicator on the injury report right now. We just don't know yet. But the move right now is on the Dallas Cowboys at +1. You know, it is possible the Sharps could, just like the Dallas Cowboys in this game. They are getting quite a bit of public sentiment, even though they are going up against the Dolphins in one of the games of the week. Both teams 10-4. But we all know that Tyreek Hill has that ankle injury and has definitely not been 100% over the last month or so. So maybe a report's coming out about Hill's health or status. It's 11 in the morning on the East Coast, so we're just 3 days away from the action. Or they're a Saturday game, right? So just a couple of days. Oh, no, they're a Sunday game. So just a couple of days from the action. But right now at Circa, usually one of the first to move and the sharpest to move, they've moved that game to a pick'em. So Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, now a pick. Thanks everybody for joining me. See you tomorrow, doubles. See you tomorrow, everybody. Biggie, Mike, John, thanks for the nice comments. Johnny, Salty, Poppy, Timmy Tushu, Ninja. Hope we got those. That Ninja gave us the play right. He said under 139. We said under, didn't we? All right. Fernando, Rick, Thomas Lewis, Gerardo, Brent, Chad. Um, Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays to you guys. I appreciate you so much. This has been a real life changer for me every day, and I'm going to come back and do it every day until they kick me off the channel. Rodney, Wine Time, Winning Wager, Percent Better. I want to get as many as I can. Gamble was here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything over these months, especially after Mindy got her own show and I'm by myself. So, Bobby Smith, today, Perky, of course, every single day, everything you do, Perkster, Brent, all the work you do, Darren as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Stephen Downey today. Dwight was here early, Ken B as well. Thanks, everybody. Going to catch you tomorrow. More morning steam, 9 Eastern, 6 Central. Thank you, Nicholas. Handy, always bringing those good vibrations every day, and eBurk as well. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, that's it. That's enough for Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott.